you, Heidi. I appreciate your words. I appreciate your inspiration, and I want to follow up as well to tell again that I'm glad that each and every one of you are here. You came out tonight to share in this moment. But we are going to need to take this energy, this inspiration, this excitement. We'll need it. As Heidi talked about what's out there in the opposition, the fight's not over. We need to work and we need to volunteer, we need to call, we need to talk to our friends and our neighbors and our family members, we need to stand up, we need to continue. The people in this last year and a half, the people came forward to talk about their own personal healthcare stories. That was really hard for people. But it was so important as examples of why our healthcare system was broken. We need to do that some more. I encourage you to work and volunteer with the organizations and the groups that you're with. I encourage you to get the other groups and organizations that you're with that didn't come out on this issue to do so in the future as we continue to work on healthcare and healthcare implementation. I wanted to take just a moment to talk a bit about ndpeople.org and just to ask you for two things. We sent out some emails, and they're full of information sometimes, most of the time. And if you would take those emails, then you get them and pass them on to as many people as you can. Or take the emails that you get from another organization, AARP or the union or your political organization or whatever it is, pass them on. Pass the information that's out there to more people so we can help spread the word. And the other thing I'd like to ask on behalf of ndpeople.org is there's some information in the back on the table. And if you can, please make a contribution. That is how ndpeople.org survives and does this, builds the coalitions and does these kinds of activities. And we are deeply in gratitude to people who are providing us with our financial wherewithal to do this work. We will continue. The job is not done. It never is, actually. But I'm looking forward to working with you as the journey continues. And as Heidi said, we are the truth tellers. Stand up straight, as my mother would always say. Get out there and do what you know is right. To wrap it up tonight, I want to call on Jake Geierman. I want to say just a few words beforehand, though, that we are very fortunate to have several young community organizers. And we know exactly what wonderful things can happen from community organizing. You know, we have the president. But we are very fortunate to have the work that they do for Change That Works, North Dakota. They share our office space with ndpeople.org in downtown Bismarck. And actually, I want both Jake and if Joey Kitzman, Robertson Kitzman would wave in. Let's give them a round of applause. Our voices heard. We need to keep this momentum going. We'll do a lot of information. We'll get a lot of information. We'll work really hard. We've got to keep this momentum of healthcare reform. And to talk a bit about some of that, I'm going to ask Jake to come and wrap it up for us. Jake?
Just listening to Heidi speak tonight, a couple of words, a couple of thoughts came to mind. We are all very thankful that she decided to come and speak with us tonight. Inspiring, motivating, energizing. These are the things that really drive what we do, and thank you for helping to add to those. I really, I look around the room, I see a lot of volunteers, supporters, activists, and just people from the community. And really reminds me of the power of people. One person alone can only do so much. But look at this. We have a whole room full of people that are energized, are motivated, are inspired. We can really do a lot. In fact, the healthcare reform bill that passed very recently wouldn't have been possible without vocal and active people such as yourselves standing up for what you believe in. Right now, our delegation is getting a lot of heat from some Tea Partiers, some of those folks on the very, very fringe element, and we really have to make sure that we fight back against that and let them know that they did the right thing. Now, our delegation did what we asked of them. They put policy before politics. They put the families of North Dakota before the special interests of Washington. They did the right thing. Now, it's our continued responsibility to make this change possible and to continue to support our delegation. And as Heidi and I believe a couple of us have mentioned, letters to the editor, calling into radio stations. These are a couple great ways to really make your voice heard and really spread that message. People are really beginning to realize that, you know what, I think this is true. People are beginning to realize that there's a lot of good things in this bill. You start looking at the details, right? You start looking at the details, and people are like, you know what, this isn't so bad. Once you get past those one-liners, those zingers. So, you know, we really need to get those conversations started. That's at the kitchen table. That's all across the community. We also need to keep the enthusiasm, the energy that I know I have tonight, if you can't tell. And I look around, it looks like there are a lot of energetic people in the room. We also need to thank the delegation, and that is really what we're doing here tonight, is thanking them for their hard work, for what they've done, really for the difficult and courageous votes that they have made, and also thanking them, as Wade was saying, for the things that will happen in the future. You know, there's challenges that need to be overcome. This was not the last hurdle. There's a lot of tough things that we still need to accomplish. Now remember, the only way that change can happen is if everyday North Dakotans, such as yourself, really take a stand and make your voices heard. Now, we mentioned a couple of ways that you do that, letters to editor, radio. One thing I'd ask you all to do after the event here, I think we got some markers, is signing this with your name and a little note. It might be logistically hard, but if you could all just maybe get in the line, that would be awesome. It's something that we're gonna bring to the delegation in the next week or so, and really just to thank them for their vote. So that's one thing. I guess to close, I just want to thank everyone for coming. Again, thank Heidi for coming to speak, and the rest of our panel. You know, we really do need to stand together in unity. And just again, how about a round of applause for our delegation? We did it. Thank you so much for coming. This was a great event, and I'm really happy to see all of you. I think we'll be sticking around, and feel free to stick around and socialize for a little bit. I'd love to hear some of the conversations and what you guys have to say. So thanks again for coming.